Welcome to the webinar this month. We're doing it on social media. So we got 7 social media hacks to lift your auto repair shop. We may have a bonus one or two as we go through this. So make sure that you are dialed in and paying attention. But please, most important thing is to definitely chat, ask questions. And again, I appreciate that you're here live with me. And of course, always great for those that are watching on the replay that they didn't get a chance to watch this live. And so you can throw your questions down in the comments. But for those that are here, please leverage the chat or the Q&A function and ask us questions here. I'll be able to hopefully be able to answer all of them live here today. But yeah, so to get things rolling, again, I'm Kelsey Altra with Lift Auto Repair Marketing, and today we're talking about social media. So kind of the agenda today. So number one is just why is social media important? So and there's varying questions from different auto repair shop owners in terms of like, do I even need to have a social media platform? And do I need to do anything on there? Because sometimes I don't even see any results. So those would be really important things that we'll talk about here. Number two, which platform should I even be using if I need to use them? I want to make sure I invest my time in the right places. So we'll talk about the right places to invest time for which platforms tend to work the best for auto repair shop owners. Number three, we're going to be going over the 7 social media hacks that we all need to know, and making sure that you're leveraging those social media platforms in the right way. And then number 4, gauging insights on Meta Business Suites and kind of seeing what that sort of looks like there. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's a solid agenda for everyone. But we'll keep going and get things rolling. So first and foremost, I want to talk about why it's important. But if you at least have created a social media page and hopefully then post to it, put a 1 in the chat for me, please. And if not, it's okay, throw a 2 in the chat. If maybe you're working on it, you have a bunch of things to do. So about a 1 if you're leveraging social media right now, 2 if you are not. Okay. All right, so we got a bunch of 1s rolling through the chat, which is awesome to see. Really good that people are leveraging it. We got a few 2s, which is okay. Again, this is why we're here. We're here to learn. So, but again, majority 1s, got a few 2s, and we'll roll from there. But in terms of why social media is important, number 1, visibility. So most customers check out your online presence before contacting you, and most people have a social media of some kind. Again, it's the day and age that we're in. Unfortunately, it's a double-edged sword in the sense of like there are great things about social media, but there are also horrible things about social media. But for a repair shop owner, you want to make sure that you're leveraging it the right way. And so you want to make sure that you have visibility. Second is going to be trust. So reviews, customer testimonials, interactions with people that are following you help build that trust and credibility. And so we want to make sure that 1, you're leveraging your social platform to help build that trust. Because when someone trusts you, more than likely they're going to return and keep leveraging your business and trusting them with their car, and so on and so forth. And so you want to make sure you build that trust. And then 3rd, engagement. You want to make sure that you're connecting directly with your customers, answering questions, solving problems quickly. So, I mean, big problems that I always see are people create their social pages. Maybe they make a post or 2, people comment and they don't say anything back. they don't engage back with their audience, which is not ideal. Or they send it out. They sent out maybe to like their page to a bunch of different people that aren't their customers, and so this majority of your followers that you have on your social media platform are not even customers. And so that's where you want to make sure that you're engaging with the right people and actually engaging to begin with. So those are going to be the 3 big things: visibility, trust, engagement. When those 3 things are taking place, more than likely now you're in the right direction of leveraging your social media platform in the right way. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense, and it's pretty straightforward in terms of why social media is important. So how social media impacts customer decision making. And so these are just some stats that can be found online, on Google, on ChatGPT, on any AI solution of your choice. I'm sure there would be different stats and things, but at the end of the day, I think we can come to the same general conclusion. But 78% of consumers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. So again, they trust what random strangers are saying just as much, if not more, than maybe friends and family that are also recommending. So it's very, very important to build that trust online as well, because people love to see what everyone else is talking about. again, the day and age in which we're in, and you will be judged solely based on those reviews and also how then you respond to them. But 58% of consumers visit a business social media pages before visiting their website. So over half, every one of every two at least, are peeking at your social media page. Maybe they don't like anything, maybe they don't engage in any shape or form, but they're actually taking a peek of what's going on there. And then 73% of consumers use social media to find customer service and support. So at times, if they feel like, hey, you know what, it's too hard for me to pick up the phone and call them, and they don't have a texting option, I'm just going to go to social media and type them and message them through Messenger or whatever it may be. And so that's where, again, you want to create that opportunity, that ease of use to be able to communicate with your audience. And so again, another big important decision maker for customers and having social media. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense so far. So again, before we dive into social media, so hopefully that makes sense of why it's important and what. Now obviously we want to make sure that you're investing your time in the right way if you are even going to be using social media for your auto repair shop. So which platforms have the most success for auto repair shops? So again, if I would love to hear your thoughts. So for those that are here, which platforms would you think or consider that you yourself are having the most success for your auto repair shops? So let's throw those in the chat. There's a bunch of different platforms. So we got Facebook on here. Perfect. That's a good answer. We got some YouTube, and I think YouTube is a great platform to use. We got a TikTok that's in here. Okay, that's a interesting choice, but still nonetheless a platform that can be used and leveraged. So perfect. I think we got a good suite of selections there. But the three that we as marketers have found for other repair shop owners to have the best, again, value, best time proposition for yourself to make that best impact is going to be these following three. So first and foremost, Facebook, Instagram is going to be typical, and seeing Facebook being the most common. So great for reviews, customer service, local advertising, most common, again, that we've found for auto repair shops. Typically it's going to be based on that average demographic, average age really of your customer base. Facebook, again, tends to be just slightly older than Instagram. And so, but Instagram is still, very, very popular. Pretty much everyone that grew up with Instagram are adults with families at this point, and thus it could be still a great place to leverage. And what makes it very, very easy is Facebook and Instagram are run by the same place. And so you can post to both places at one time, not having to take extra time to post. But Instagram is perfect for visual storytelling, post photos of your shop, customer cars, and behind the scenes content. So really, really good there. And then one of the best forms of marketing really and content is going to be through videos. People love that stickiness factor of being able to watch something a little bit longer than just a static photo, and that's where obviously YouTube is the giant that plays into effect there. So YouTube can be an amazing platform to be able to share car care tips, fun shop videos, customer reviews that are leaving it in video form. So those will be kind of the go-to. So kind of bonus ones to maybe add in there. LinkedIn, I know has been brought up before, but LinkedIn is primarily going to be kind of for those fleet management. And again, it's not going to be based really on posting to your LinkedIn business page. It's going to be that direct communication that you're going to be having maybe with fleet managers. And again, you can get creative with how to find these people. Maybe you know them already personally. You can look them up there, but you can also, again, you can just type in fleet manager as a kind of a job title or whatever the most common job title tends to be of ones in the area that you're noticing are the decision makers of where the fleet accounts will go. And those are the people you want to look up, friend, connect with, and that's how you're going to win it in terms of those accounts coming in. So that'll be the biggest one there. TikTok, unfortunately, I'm not seeing a big impact in ROI there. I know there's a couple, like even auto repair shops that leverage it really, really well in terms of creating a following there. But again, you service a local community, and so for that amount of following to be local, or it's probably going to be very diluted. And then even the people that are following, for them to be old enough to thus be the decision maker to be able to pay for said repairs. Again, that average age on TikTok is very young still right now, and so again, time investment wise, in a long-term play, maybe it could be a value add there. But as of right now, I would consider, hey, if you have time, probably most likely invest it in some of these other platforms that are more than likely to bring you an ROI right now. So hopefully that makes sense in terms of the go-to platforms. So any other thoughts or concerns there from anyone? Does that make sense? Hopefully, in terms of what they're using. Okay, perfect. We have a question. So, what is a realistic time commitment I should expect to dedicate to social media marketing? Oof, that's a great question. In terms of how much time you should be dedicating. So, I mean, the common theme here that I'm going to be kind of talking about, the biggest thing is consistency on social media. Because again, if you're not being consistent, you're going to fade away into the abyss. Facebook's algorithm or really any social algorithm will not really tend to post you very often because you're not very consistent about posting onto their platform. That's why do they want to give you the benefit when you suddenly do every blue moon. So you want to make sure that you're being consistent on there. So what that time then looks like, again, it doesn't have to be an overwhelming amount of time. So say you are one hack, I guess we'll jump into one hack I would say is to schedule out posts throughout a month ahead of time. So that way you're investing time within a day. So maybe it's an hour or two in one given day. And maybe it was when you get home afterwards or late at night when you're not doing much, you can then schedule the post for the month or whatever it may be. But yeah, I think a couple hours that you're investing there can go a long way. And then sporadically checking, I'd say each day can just be, I think, maybe 15 minutes where you're just checking to see if anyone is engaging, to make sure you're engaging back. Because that's a big thing where it's hard enough to get engagement on social media. And when someone actually does, make sure not to leave them hanging and not responding to them at all. You want to make sure you at least leave some kind of response back and then creating that engagement. And when you do that too, that creates extra comments within a post and a higher likelihood that it's going to reach a wider audience. So all big things you want to do there. So great question there in terms of time commitment. All right. So let's get into then the 7 hacks I got for you today. So number 1, first and foremost, I guess on the flip side, a big problem that I see on so many people's social profiles is that they are using stock photos on their posts. And so whether that's you yourself doing it or maybe you have a company running it for you and that's what they have to work with, you don't want to use stock photos. And I'll have some analytics to share as we go through this, but organic photos work way better, get way better engagement. Facebook's algorithm likes it better, and thus you get way more eyeballs that get to see it. So use organic or real shop photos. Okay. So visual storytelling for auto repair shops works best when you're using organic photos, as this is authentic to team content. Okay. So I think that's the biggest deal there. You want to create authentic, genuine content. All right. I mean, obviously AI can be leveraged in so many different ways now, but you can even leverage AI in ways to make it at least feel organic, because there's a lot out there that's like, holy moly, this is regurgitated or very basic where it's not going to make any impact at all. So you want to make sure you're using real organic photos of the shop. This, yes, can take a little bit of time, but what I suggest is, hey, again, it can be 5 minutes on a Friday every day, and not even you, the owner, if you're the owner watching this, or maybe the service writer is the one that signs up for it, or hey, yeah, to snap a few photos around the shop, say like some outside, some inside, and then some cars that are on lifts, boom, throw that into a drive. That way that you can leverage to make posts afterwards. Very simple, very easy task. Because again, our phones these days are absolutely amazing of how well they can take pictures even and how clear the quality is. And so just leverage that. It's so convenient. It just maybe takes a slightly extra step to do something a little bit more. But if it's going to bring you such a better ROI, why not do it? Okay, it's not saying you always have to get a professional photographer to do everything, because it does help to have really nice photos. But again, phones do such an amazing job these days that it looks professional. So you can use that, and then there's AI now that can tweak said photos to make it even look fancier. So there's a lot of ways to leverage it, but that's going to be the biggest thing that I would strongly recommend getting organic photos. So there's an example of a photo, again, just of the owners, husband and wife, just sharing what they have on their general post that's going on there. These are some organic backings behind the reach of what's said, and you can see here much higher than typical in terms of just, again, the simple photo, but created impressions, interactions, things that you want to see out of a Facebook post. Because again, most of the time these numbers are very minuscule, very small. Maybe if you even when you don't have many, say, followers and likes, there's still really good ways that you're hit a bigger impact there. So one powerful way there with organic photos. All right. And then number two, you want to use your Google reviews. So many times, I mean, it's already hard enough to get a customer to leave a review. And then you did all the hard, amazing work and you got a really, really good one on your social platform. No one seems to be using it afterwards. You don't post it on other places. Post it. It's okay. And some people feel maybe it's a little bit braggy to be like, oh man, I don't want to be sharing this review or whatever it may be. I mean, the customer went out of the way to leave you a Google review. It's okay. And again, so you don't need to share their whole name. You can blur out their whole name if you don't want to put their full name on there. But still, like people like seeing that genuine review, and they think, oh wow, this shop is really awesome to have that. And so it would look something. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Usually you want to include the branding, but this is an example in terms of, hey, someone left the review, boom, slap it on, turn it into a shop testimonial that you have as a post, and you can post in different facets. But one, I guess, hack to just amp it up even more is then now getting this individual to leave a video testimonial in the shop. Because now instead of just a static photo testimonial, which work really, really well, now you have a video testimonial coming from your customers. And again, when people have that visual stickiness, and Facebook's algorithm tends to like reels and videos a little bit more, because again, of that said stickiness, that you have even more impression share. And when people connect with an individual talking about something that's really good, there's a higher chance again that they're going to actually go and show up. So that's again, this is one level of the hack, is just turning it into a post, but an even superior level to the hack is turning it into an actual video testimonial from this customer, because that can work absolute wonders. Okay, so hopefully you all, I'm sure, hopefully are building on your Google reviews. That's going to be a big thing there. Once you build on them though, throw it on your social platforms. Make sure other people are seeing it, because not everyone is reading the Google reviews and looking at it there. Maybe they're relying on your social media page to tell them what you're all about. So you want to make sure you're telling that full story and not handcuffing yourself. All right. So number three, we offer social media exclusive discounts. So it could be, again, a very interesting tactic in order to build trust through social media, and creating that following on there in comparison to maybe some other ways that you're building a customer base. And so we've seen it as a very powerful tool to, again, exclusive discounts only on social media causes people to want to like and follow your particular social pages, and then thus your higher likelihood of all your other postings working even better for them. Okay, so here's an example of a social media post of what that can kind of look like here. So a post on just oil changes, and again, you can see some people have asked in terms of the hashtags. Hashtags aren't quite as important anymore, but still it can be leveraged and used. So it doesn't hurt at all to have it, but there's isn't quite as big of an impact as it used to have. And so when we make postings, we still do it because, again, of that situation where it doesn't hurt. But for clarity's sake, there, it's not like I don't do hashtags on my posts. Am I okay? You will be okay, but it doesn't hurt to also have that in there. Okay, but this is where you have a exclusive discount just on social media for individuals. And then again, you can see what sort of the impression share and uptick can look like there. Okay. And another example of an oil change special on social media and impression share. So number 4, show behind the scenes content. So humanizing your shop builds connection and loyalty. And so again, some behind the scene things are just maybe a video tour of inside the shop, or a meet your team member sort of thing, or anything like that. So again, we have some examples down here. So post behind the scene videos of your team working on cars, or show some funny shop moments, community events, birthdays, anniversaries, etc. And so that just creates again a more personal feel with community. And when people are connecting with you, they're more likely to be loyal to you. And so that's where you want to make sure that you're doing some of these little things here. But here's one example of one shot did an employee highlights of a team member. I've seen some that also do videos of the team talking, things like that. So there could be really, really cool ways to be able to kind of share your shop story of, and also highlighting your team members, and not only creating that loyalty to a customer, but creating that loyalty to a team. Because again, a happy team is more than likely going to correlate to a happy customer. So very big little things to be able to do and capture there. Here's some examples again: views, reach, interactions, watch time. That's typical. That doesn't happen to be a video. You can't see it there. So that was like the employee talking. And so you want to be able to hopefully, again, create solid videos that people are actually watching. Videos should be no longer than a minute long. Longer than a minute, more than likely, it's not going to work as well in Google's and Facebook's algorithm that we've seen. So again, keep it short and sweet, and that will have the best impact, more than likely to create a lot more impressions, interactions, things like that. Again, we have 5, 6, and 7 coming up. Any questions though so far? And let me just double checking if I see if I missed any questions that have gone through. I don't think so. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. If you even like, hey, Kelsey, I don't think that's right. I would love to hear it. I want to have a discussion about what we have going on. And these are just things that we've maybe been a little bit biased to and seen work for some of the shops that we've been able to help. And that's want to share some of those things with you in this webinar. But if you have questions, I want to make sure that I'm answering them. We have another question in here that just popped up. How often should I post on each platform to maintain engagement without overwhelming my audience? Oh, that's a great question. And so, I mean, for example, what we do is we post 4 times a week because we see that work as a good consistency. Do you need to post every day? No. Does it hurt to post every day? No. It just, in terms of posting every day, not everyone has all that time to be able to post every day. So that's where typically I don't set that as the standard, because I'm like, like we don't want to exhaust someone's abilities to post. So I'm thinking for if you're doing it yourself, I would shoot for a goal of once a week, making some sort of post on there, and maybe be consistent of what day that is as well. So that way your customers start expecting and feeling that of the ones that are following you, like, oh yeah, every Wednesday I know that the shop's going to post something funny on there, and I'll make sure that I'm paying attention. So those are little things that I would do to maintain that engagement. But you want to be consistent. You do not want to be once every few months that you're actually posting something, and when you do, again, you don't interact with anyone. It's a stock photo that you throw on there. There's no point. So you want to make sure you're being consistent but being real. Okay, another question: what are some ways to engage with my local community that can be used on social media? And that is that's another really good question, and you definitely want to engage with your local community. And so this naturally gets you to know other business owners and people in the area, and it doesn't have to be like, it can be a restaurant that's next to you across the street or whatever it may be, and you comment on some of their posts and say how amazing they are and you highly recommend them, or just making a post in general, like you don't even have a partnership with this place, but you tag them and say, hey everyone, I tried this place out today and I think they're absolutely amazing. They're a local business owned by awesome people. You should go check them out. Again, that goes a really long way with another business owner, and more likely they'd be willing to help you out maybe in some shape or form. And even if not, it's okay. It shows that you're involved in community. So I would strongly recommend doing those little things and naturally getting out there and learning who are some of the other owners and leaders in the community that are making some decisions. Okay, but great question. Perfect. We'll keep on rolling though, since we have 3 more hacks listed here, and hopefully this has been helpful so far today in terms of some of these tips. If it isn't anything new, I apologize, but again, hopefully this helps you know that you can stay consistent in what you're doing. But if there are some things new, I'm glad that, again, hopefully this fosters some fire behind actually getting involved with your social media platform and doing something on there. Okay. So number 5 though is posting educational videos. And so educational content positions you as a trusted expert. So that's some of the biggest things you want to do, is position yourself in the community as the most trusted auto repair shop in town. How do you make that happen? If you're posting and sharing things of how, yeah, this is how we have one of the best machines in the business and how we do said service. And you're just gonna make a quick video behind what it is, or hey, this is how you do an oil change, and you can do it yourself, and this is what you do. Majority of people are not going to do it themselves. They are not. Yes, some people are going to now learn, and they're not going to take it in, and that is completely okay because there's probably so many cars out there. But now for those overwhelming amount of people that are way too lazy, especially in this day and age, I mean, no one wants to do anything. And so they're going to go find a way to have someone else do it for them. And if they know, like, yeah, this person knows exactly what they're doing, and they're willing to share it for free with everyone, that is super cool. There's like high chance that they're going to go to now your shop to go get things taken care of for them at a much grander scale, most likely than just an oil change, as you all know. I mean, you do your DVIs, and you see your average working repair orders. Like, I mean, they're pretty solid amounts, and so thus again, it can lead to so much more by spending a little bit of time doing a quick little video. And again, phones work great. You yourself can video one of your team doing it, or just flip it. Their team videos, you doing it, if you're more comfortable being from the camera, and just sharing a quick little educational video with community can work very well. So again, it can be an example like this. This is where one of our clients got onto the news in terms of making a quick video of, I believe it was doing, no, I'm not even gonna guess. So I don't want to do that and butcher myself on here. But yeah, again, it can lead to greater things, and you can share this onto your own profiles, things like that. It all looks really good. Okay. Number 6, use social media for business. And so in terms of what we mean by this, not only are you trying to get customers, but you can also recruit amazing employees on there too. And you posting shop updates and things that are so fun, and everyone wants to be a part of that culture. Other people see that too. And it doesn't mean like, oh, only customers go on social media. Like, no, future employees absolutely can go on there. I've heard many of people have found great people through Facebook, through their local community. And so again, this is another big reason why to be active on social can be so beneficial, and then leading to even better things. Because I know obviously not the first time I've heard people struggling to be able to hire people and fostering that right pipeline, but by being consistent on all the different places, but especially social media, they can work absolute wonders. And again, it doesn't cost you really a thing unless you turn it into an ad, but it's still minimal amount if you are already naturally fostering this engagement within your community. So it can look something like this, just like, hey, we're hiring. This is what we're looking for. At times you can throw on it. This is where we have a referral bonus, things like this, just making it more likely for people to share it. Or again, you just ask people, hey, can you share this out there? Because this is what we're looking for. We think we're one of the best shops in town, so on and so forth. And if you're fostering that community, people that love your shop are going to be like, I love this shop. Like, if anyone knows anyone that should work here, you guys definitely should, because we take our car there all the time, or whatever it may be. And again, they want to see that it's busy and it's going to be good work, and it's a great place to be. So again, these are one example of how you can leverage social, not only for customers, but for hiring. And again, you can see the type of interactions and things that you can build and create through a hiring post. And things like this, where you're expanding as well, another amazing post to kind of be able to share, because people like growth. People want to jump on board ships that are going and speeding along and growing. So make sure you're sharing those things. Again, you can still be a very humble individual, but on social media, it's okay to share some awesome things that are happening, but then also on the same time thanking the community and customers for allowing said things to happen. Because again, people, if they love your shop, they would love to see you win. And so especially because of all the people that you're also affecting at the same time. So never obviously point it back at yourself, but point it back at the shop, point it back at community, how it's growing. And those are going to be very, very beneficial things to be able to share, and more than likely will help future employees come on board and be like, yes, that's something I want to be. All right, again, example of interactions and reach and things that can happen just with very simple. Again, there was nothing fancy here about the post and what's included here, just talking about expansion, hiring, so on and so forth. Can create a lot of positive exposure, because people at times hopefully want to see you win if you're doing a great job. And then we have number 7. So 7 is utilizing Meta Business Suite. We could probably have done a whole webinar on its own of utilizing Meta Business, how to properly run it and leverage it, because it is a very finicky tool at times, and things are always updating and changing in there. And so again, it's a powerful tool, but it does have a bit of a learning curve. But you want to at least start taking those steps to learn it, or hire someone that knows how to do it and is able to run things the right way for you. But well, I'm going to chat about kind of how you should be looking at things and how it can make a bigger impact and difference. Okay. So in Meta Business Suite, you're able to not only schedule out all your postings, but then you can make ads that leads up into your ads manager account and do a bunch of different things in there to see a bunch of different analytics. It allows you even to see reports like this where you're seeing the trend and reach and amounts that of certain things that are working. So that's again, without data, you won't really know consistently if you're doing the right things. And so that's where you want to make sure that you're leveraging Meta Business Suite to be able to leverage said data. And it's not going to, if you were to just say boost a post, yes, that appears in your Meta Business Suite just fine, but that's where I would suggest taking that one step further into turning your actual post into an ad. It allows you to have way more parameters around where your post should be appearing and things like that. Because majority of the time within boosting the post, it just limits to all the places that you can make your post appear, and thus it typically will go to the wrong places and it'll reach the wrong people. Because again, these numbers, they don't really mean anything if it's reaching the wrong people. So you want to make sure that what you're creating is reaching and fostering the right things. So that's where, again, it's just turning good posts into ads. And one common thing that I think works really well, which is leveraging $1 a day in terms of your posting. So that's $30 for a month. I think most of you can afford $30 for a month, but this creates a sponsored ad consistently on your social platforms. And as I don't know how often many of you scroll through social media, but 1 of every 4 posts feels like it is a sponsored post, is an ad. And so now by you having yourself have an ad, it kind of throws you into that realm of, yep, more than likely your posts will get seen by local community if you kind of cater the audience the right way there. So boosting an ad increases your reach, guaranteed. Obviously, you're paying a little bit extra to be on there, but it does not have to be an overwhelming amount of dollars. A question I just saw pop through: how much should I invest in paid ads? Hopefully, again, that's usually where, again, on a given post, I typically, I mean, depends on what you're trying to do, but I see no reason to go above $50, $100. Like, and even really that's for a month, unless you have multiple really good ones that are scrolling through, and you have quite a different kind of capture audience rate through your social platforms. Just within the auto repair industry world, in terms of how we're leveraging ads and getting the ROI there, it's not going to be this humongous, overwhelming amount of ROI through ads. That just typically isn't where people are making that decision to go to a certain auto repair shop consistently. Again, it's about we're looking at our consistent approach, and it's just one of many ways that you're getting an eyeball on social postings. And so I think, hey, if you're like, I need to invest in thousands of dollars on Facebook ads, me personally, I think that'd be better off going, say, to Google Ads or someplace different for our industry, because that's where we see a better ROI taking place. But still, I think it's a great place to be able to invest in ads. So that's where, again, like a budget of $50 to $100 for a month, it can go plenty far in terms of what you have going on. Just making sure that you're turning the right posts into ads. But like I mentioned before, Meta Business Suite, you can have advanced targeting, and you can really specify a lot more in terms of who should actually be seeing it to, again, increase that ROI of the dollars that you're spending and decreasing the need to spend more dollars than you need to. So that's going to be a big thing to be able to create your ads that way, not just taking the shortcut of just clicking on boost your posts. Doesn't hurt, again, to do it that way. You can still create okay campaigns, but I would recommend creating through Ads Manager. All right. Perfect. So and then gauge, misspelling, but gauging social media insights on Meta Business Suite. So post consistently to keep your brand top of mind for followers and social algorithms, and then engage with followers. So that's, again, some of the biggest things I cannot recommend enough is that consistency of posting. It's Facebook's algorithm really likes it if you are using a product regularly. So just make sure you're doing your best to leverage that consistently, and then engaging back with people and not just letting it sit by. Because I mean, you did part of the work, part of the hard work of posting. Where the real benefit comes in is in engaging and talking back and forth with your followers, maybe talking with leaving comments on other businesses and their postings, things like that really help with that that engagement. Okay, and here are some quick examples of where you can check out some of those things. So when you go into Meta Business Suite, so if you just go to business.facebook.com, and if it links to your Facebook profile and then thus your business page, you can click on this Insights button. You would make sure that this top left drop down is selected on the right kind of business manager that you have there. Insights overview that allows you to see the overall reach and interactions that have taken place through different postings. You can see what has worked good, what has not, what should continue to go on, so on and so forth there. Okay, so that's where a good way that you can leverage different things. And then in the content, if you were to go to where we just went to Insights and then Content, this is where you can then see all the different postings that you then have, and how each is sort of working. Okay. So yeah, that is everything in terms of the different hacks that we've had with social media. Any other questions or thoughts that I can help with for those that are still with us here live? Because again, I'm very appreciative that you guys are all here, and for those again that are watching the replay, please throw your comments in the or your questions in the comment section. I'll make sure that I jump in and answer those for you there, for especially if you're watching it on the replay. But when we're promoting an event or discount, is it helpful to use other marketing efforts like text message or mailers in addition to social media, or is that overkill? I think in terms one, it's going to reflect upon the budget that you have in terms of what you can do there, but I don't think it hurts at all to also leverage other platforms for a certain promotion at all. Because again, you want to diversify your marketing and making sure that not everyone is like, oh, only the people that look at social media are going to be the people like that will see any of my promotions. Like, no, like people read their texts all the time, so it never hurts to text people out that. And some people don't like technology, and thus they rely on their mail to do that. So like, never hurts to also send out mail. So that's where I think it never hurts to diversify, but also pay attention to the budget, pay attention to the ROI that you're getting back. I mean, also when you're promoting it to different places, see where people are saying that they're finding it from, so then that way you can invest majority of your dollars in one specific place, and not others. Another question: what do you find to be the best social media platform to reach a specialized market? Mine being automotive restoration and hot rods. That is another great question. So the first thing I usually let people know in terms of like, how do I determine what social media platform to use for a specialized market, is just, hey, where would you think that majority of your customers are spending most of their time socially? Like, if they're on a social platform, where are majority of them going to reside? For an automotive restoration hot rod, maybe they're watching lots of YouTube videos on these different things, or maybe it's more Instagram related, or like, yeah, they're looking at all these pictures and these different fan pages, so to say, that have the different posts that are going on there. So then maybe majority of the time should be there, and fostering and creating it that way. But again, I think a lot of the customer market for just automotive in general is on Facebook still. Like, it's just like the age range of the people, and like having Facebook, I think, is still a very, very strong platform, just automotive in general. But that is a very good question in terms of how you would do it. I mean, I think when you're dealing with hot rods, that's really cool. And so, I mean, you can make really cool maybe videos of said things that are in the shop that way, throwing it on the YouTube channel, and maybe there's just, you have a quick, the car going in, before and afters, car coming out, maybe if there's anything different about it that it looks that way. Those always are really cool as well. So that could be a great place to be able to leverage and in terms of posting on social. So hopefully that answers your question. Sweet. All right. Well, if there's any other questions, again, even if you were maybe a little too shy to do it here, or if you see it in the replay, or you can reach me directly on Facebook or emailing me. I mean, you can reach me in a whole host of different ways. But do not hesitate, because I want to make sure that your questions get answered. There's no dumb questions, in my opinion. Like, people need answers at times. People are all trying to grow and learn, and people are at different stages of their growth, of learning different things. There's so much to learn in marketing. It's constantly changing. And so you should never feel like, I should know this and I'm too scared to ask this. No, let's chat, let's talk about it. And again, we can even talk about it in a one-on-one setting. So what we do is we do free strategy sessions in terms of reviewing what people have online and their online presence. So both your social media presence, your Google presence, your website, everything across the board. We kind of do an analysis of what's going on, give you some feedback on things that are looking good, things that need to improve, so on and so forth. And again, if we end up being a good partner to work with, great, we'd be happy to. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we at least give you some valuable information to run with. So you can book a strategy session with us by going to our website and the contact us page. You can scan this QR code. It should lead to straight to booking a meeting there. Give us a call, or you can text this number. I mean, across the board, you can do so many different ways to reach us. But if you feel like, yeah, this is at least something I want to see, please don't hesitate. Please reach out. We're happy to help. Other things that we do, we have a free marketing checklist. And so if you can find this on our website, but also if you go to go.liftautorepairmarketing.com/marketing checklist. I know I made that URL as long as possible, but if you go to this link, it'll lead you to downloading a free marketing checklist, kind of some of the basics of what you need to have online, and making sure that you have it set up properly. Okay. Another thing, we have a free Facebook group. Again, free to join. Just go on Facebook, type in Auto Repair Shop Owners Mastermind. We have a group of nearly 2,000 shop owners that are engaging and talking about things that are working, things that are not. We post marketing related things that are working well as well on there, just to hopefully give you the latest and greatest. So yeah, could be a great place to visit if you are. I know not all of you want to be on Facebook, but hopefully we are turning it into more value added tool based on information that we have and share there. And then also we have a book that we have written. It's been out for a little over a year now, and so I'm sure there are things that my wife and I need to update in there. But it's called Drive More Business: Step-by-Step Guide to Internet Marketing for Auto Repair Shops. And so yeah, you can find that on Amazon and grab it there. All right. But if there are no other questions, I appreciate you all being here with me today. It's crazy. We're already at the end of September. We're about to be in the last quarter of the year. It's October. Fall is coming. Things are getting cooler. But I hope your shops are all continuing to do well. If you have any questions, please reach out, ask me. I'm on Facebook. You can call, you can email, whatever is the easiest way for you. But hopefully you found this time valuable. I appreciate you all for being here. But I'm Kelsey Alstrom with Lift Auto Repair Marketing. Thank you all. See you later.